Alright guys, we are back today with my 22 Ford Maverick here, and this is going to be a 3,000 mile update, as the title is saying, and it's also going to be a 5 things I like and 5 things I don't like about this thing. So owning it for a little over a month now, and like I had about 3,000 miles, I've had a good amount of time with this to kind of really figure out what I like and what I don't like and what I may want to opt for in a different vehicle. So let's go ahead and go do a quick walk around of it. No types of reliability issues or anything like that. We actually did 2 oil changes. Now, if you guys saw the oil change video I made of this thing, I actually ended up putting 5 W20 in it. Now that was kind of my fault and the dealer's fault. The parts guy gave me the wrong oil for it, and it's just my fault for not verifying that this took 530. It really didn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It's not a big difference as far as damaging the engine or anything like that. Now there's going to be people that are going to argue that, but for me it really, I'm not going to sit here and argue about the oil I used. It's the same procedure, and so I actually had called the dealer back and kind of told them what had happened, and they actually even changed the oil for me. So they put 530 back into it. I drove on 520 for 4 days. So the dealer actually ended up taking the truck and doing a full oil change on it. Obviously I didn't want to do another one just because of that skid plate and all that other stuff. It's getting cold out. I don't want to roll around on a cold garage floor or anything like that. So the point is that they made it right and they fixed it. So we actually have 530 in the truck now, if anyone's still wondering. So yeah, I guess it's a little bit of both of our faults there, but no big deal. You see the Area 51 cleans up pretty nice. So we probably have about 2,000 miles on these BFG trail trains as well. I absolutely love these tires. They ride really good. They grip amazing in the rain. No hydroplaning at all. And of course we did go 245 70 17s. So they are they're a little bit taller, about a ½ inch taller in ride height and a little bit wider. So, which actually made for a great, comfortable ride above the stock 235s. So, tires, that combo is really nice. I do have a 1-inch level kit from Rough Country coming here real soon, so that'll be on the next update. So, and there's a few other things that I have coming that'll be in the next update, but this video is going to be kind of focused around the 5 things I like and don't like about it. Like I said, living with it now for a little over a month. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, of course, number 1 thing I do like about this thing is the truck bed. I have used it quite a bit so far. As you can see, it's pretty clean. Not a whole lot, but I've definitely thrown some things back here, which is really why you buy a truck, to throw things in the back of the truck. So, bags of rocks, salt, wood, stuff that you would use a truck for that you maybe don't want to put in the back of your SUV otherwise. Super easy to rinse out and clean. Of course, to get under the tailgate, you just drop the tailgate, just like that. You can even tailgate really nice in this thing, so you can sit in the back and just hang out. I mean, it's super nice just to sit here and relax. I mean, really nice, really convenient if you're out and about. Of course, we did add the tailgate strut as well. Another thing I really do like about this is the lighting system here. Of course, we have some incandescents up there. I may try to put some LEDs in. Those aren't all that bright, but I really do like this feature with the button. That's really cool. Now, what I would like to notice here, I guess for the first time, is some condensation in the lighting here. So it looks like there's a gasket around it sealing it as well, but it appears that there's some moisture getting in, and there is a scuff there from some of the loads I've had back here. But all in all, not a big deal. Just little things I am noticing right off the bat. I haven't really used this thing yet, so just to get a regular household outlet. And I really do like this storage box. I've put a few little things in here, just some rags and such, so that is actually super nice. And then you can take this out for some more storage. I do have a tailgate, or a bed cover in the mail as well, so that should be hopefully here real soon. We'll have a little instructional how-to on that as well. That'll probably show up in the next update video. We do have a backup camera under here as well. I really like the backup camera. It's quite a nice feature to have. And of course, we did add the shorter antenna, which gives it just a nice rounded look. So another thing I really like on the Maverick, especially driving to work in the morning, is the LED headlights. These things are super bright. As you can see, I do have the high beams on. The high beams are actually right there in the center, and the low beams are the two outer domes right there. But of course they are LEDs. If you were to get a Maverick Lariat, that actually up there would be an accent in LED. But nonetheless, they are just as bright. So they're super bright headlights, and I find no need for fog lights. Now, I know people are talking about adding fog lights, this and that, but I don't think there's any organic way to make aftermarket fog lights look good on this. I think the route to really take is just wait for Ford to inevitably come out with a fog light on a refreshed Maverick. I can only imagine. I've seen that being a pretty big complaint is accents, the lack of fog lights or accent lights. To be totally honest, I don't think you really need them as far as usability goes. These headlights are plenty bright, so headlights are super nice to have at night. Now, I know in the Lariat you do get LED taillights, so of course these are just incandescents right here on the XLTs and below. Just as good though, really, but they don't have that nice aesthetic look to them. You get a nice LED license plate bulb though down there. All right, so now that it's finally pretty much winter out here where I live, another thing I very much appreciate is this remote start. So to remote start the vehicle, you just hit lock once, hit this twice, it will flash green saying that it is started, and it'll be red if it doesn't start. It's super nice, it runs for about 15 minutes. I can also start the truck on my phone, so that's really cool. But yeah, especially when it's cold out like this, we'll go ahead and get inside real fast, but it will turn on the heated seats and the steering wheel for you when you get in. So starting it up, this will all be on for you, which I appreciate that. So yeah, you get the heated steering wheel, which is a very nice feature. Probably my favorite feature on this thing, and honestly probably the only reason you should buy an XLT luxury package. So heated wheel is super nice. Heated seats, these things heat up in like probably 30 seconds, and I'm willing to put some money down on that. I mean, these things get super hot, and you get a heated pad right here and also a heated lower back pad. Super nice to have. Even in heated cloth form, they are super, super nice. But all in all, stepping on over to the interior, let's check it out. Not any type of crazy wear going on. Of course, as you would expect, it's virtually brand new. And I'm trying to do my best with keeping this new car clean. Because anything that happens to this is all on me. So step on in. Of course, the door panels, they're plastic. They're cheap plastic. Okay, there's no way around that. They scuff up easily. It's not hard to keep clean, but they do scuff up decently easy. Not a big deal. So we'll get in here and shut it up. Looking at the mileage is about 3,003. And we're getting in the low 20s, honestly, guys. I'm not getting fantastic fuel economy out of this. No, it's all depending on how you drive. I do drive a little fast, some would rather say, but it could be better. Of course, it's an all-wheel drive mini truck, so I mean, be realistic. You know, I'm sure you can get mid-20s out of this. I've seen people say they're getting 29, 30, but come on, you're going slow. There's no way around it. You're being miserable behind the wheel if you're trying to get 30, or if you are getting 30, you're on a nice Sunday cruise, rather. But so fuel economy is okay. It's totally honestly what I expected to get. So moving on to number 3, what do I really like about this truck? I love the sunroof. Now, I know these are like a hit or miss with a lot of people, but I'm a sunroof guy. This is a big sunroof. So if you guys are concerned about the sunroof size, it's a good size sunroof. So you can tilt it to vent, of course, hit that again to shut it. And then of course it will auto open on its own. Just a big opening. You can hit it again, it'll actually open some more. So you also get a nice little wind damper up top there. We got some bugs and stuff in it, but honestly, I love this feature. I used it well into the fall season. Again, decently large sunroof, and I have to say, stepping outside, it looks good when it's open. And that's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's got a nice little presence to it when it's open. The sunscreen, of course, there. And I'm trying to stay in this area to block out the glaring sun, which is finally setting now. So I'm kind of in a strange area for filming, but it's what I got right now. So, and there's the sunroof. No wind buffeting or anything like that, of course, thanks to that, which kind of the lower end, cheaper vehicle. A lot of companies actually get rid of this air dam, but yeah, so there's that. We'll shut it up now. Also, another feature I really like is you can actually override the lighting controls. So at night, if you don't want the light to come on, you can hit this button right here and it will cancel the lights, which that's a very underrated feature to have. All right, so coming to the rear seat, another thing I really kind of like about this thing is the fact that it has cloth seats. Now, the cloth seats are actually pretty soft and comfortable, and they have a nice bit of durable texture to them as well. And you have some nice cutouts here for the passengers as well, but it maintains a relatively flat seating surface, which is great for you people that like to sleep in your car on your maybe lunch break or something. I'm about 6 foot tall, and I can fit back here and I can sleep on this perfectly fine. Now, I am a little folded up, I will say, but I have just enough room to be comfortable and actually get a good little nap in. So with that, you know, you can sleep back here decently well if you're one of those types, but plenty of room. I'm not complaining. I'm sitting behind myself in my typical driving position. I have okay room. Of course, my knees are in the seat. Pretty much every automotive reviewer is about 5.5 foot tall, so you see them, they have plenty of room. So, but it's okay. It's not too bad. So yeah, and also when you're sleeping or whatever, you don't have the keys in. You can open this manual window. So that's about the only perk I have found to having a manual window, is being able to open this and get some air when you're sleeping. So I really do enjoy that. That's, like I said, that's not the only time I enjoy that. Of course, we do have an armrest back here. And if you haven't seen the video yet, which this video right here will be out after I upload this next video, I added some tweeters to the back seat right there. So as you can see, we have some tweeters to add to our enhanced sound. Now, as I said in that video, this just made the biggest difference in the sound quality. Something as silly as that tweeter right there, I mean, it just filled in this back seat so much better. And honestly, we have about an 8-speaker sound system, is what you would call it. So, and we did maintain our stock speakers back there, which are a 4-inch speaker. Again, I can't stress how big of an improvement it made to this interior. So, there's that. All right, and then kind of one of the last more things I would like to talk about as far as relative size to this, things I do really enjoy about this truck. I would consider myself more of a larger framed person. Interior space is very important to me. So looking at the interiors, once you were in the Maverick here, it is just very roomy. Thanks to this cutout, I mean, you have a lot of room to just open up in this low console. It is fantastic. I don't think they could have done much better of a job improving interior space. I have so much room in here. It feels very well, feels nice. I find myself not complaining for any type of interior room. So with all that, you have some cup holders. Of course, you can see they are in use. Another storage cubby, which I love this thing. And then some more storage down here. And kind of a miscellaneous, kind of what this has turned out to be, was like a miscellaneous coin storage here. No shortage of space. As you can see, I don't even have anything in there right now, but it is nice and deep. This also doubles as a wireless phone charger in the Lariat trim. So now you can remove this as well if you don't like the look of the orange. I'm not bothered by colors, so I just leave it in. So, but nonetheless, you can take it out to clean. So plenty of room, as you can see. So now let's kind of go out and check out the rest of the vehicle. And I guess the next thing I don't like about this, and it's hard to complain because for me, the seating comfort and thigh support are amazing, but I would still, in a way, prefer to have a thigh support adjustment. So this is not a adjustable, you can't tilt the thigh support. You only get to go up and down, which, hey, and a power seat as well right there. And I guess number 2 ties into number 1. sleeping in the car sometimes, if you want to just relax and lay back, the seat doesn't go back all that far. So we'll extend it all the way right there. As you can see, it does extend pretty far, but not enough to where you would be comfortable perhaps sleeping in the truck. Now my old Escape actually folded all the way back. So now maybe if you have a manual adjusting seat, you might go back further. So it might be a restraint in the motor in the seat, but it does go back, but it just doesn't go back as far as I would like it to. So, but I definitely think we could have gotten a few more inches out of that as well. But that's my only complaint with the seat. Overall, very satisfied with the comfort, and honestly one of the more comfortable seats that I have sat in a vehicle or that I've owned. So overall, not bad. And of course, number 3 in the dislikes, as you've seen plenty of videos already with, is the bad sound system. It's a poor audio system. Now you got to understand that they're keeping it within cost cutting, and they're just cutting corners where they can, which I guess isn't the sound system, but we did remedy that. So the things that I don't like are easily fixable, but in stock format, the sound system isn't the best. So there is that. We, again, of course, made the proper upgrades to fix that, as we can see right back there. I guess one thing I forgot to add that I really, really like, it's probably one of my more favorite features, is the 3.0 charging port. This thing charges your phone super fast. It's about almost 4 times faster than a regular USB charger or a wall charger. I can have a dead phone and have it pretty much halfway full in about 20 minutes. So I really appreciate that they added a 3.0 charger for your USB, and they even added it for the back seat as well. So a nice feature to have, especially. And probably the biggest thing I really dislike about this here, and I can't speak for every automaker because the Volvos that I had owned in the last year here never did this. As far as the infotainment goes, this thing freezes probably twice a day. So I'll be listening to the radio, I'll go to change the station, nothing here will move, but this infotainment will actually change the station. So it'll be showing a different radio station here with this thing frozen. And it says my Bluetooth, I have issues with Bluetooth all the time. Now the radio will connect to the Bluetooth, but you won't play music and you can't make calls. I don't know why it connects, but the screen is telling you that it is not connected to a phone. So this thing, I have a lot of issues with this, and I hate to be a complainer about the Sync 3 system because it's a really good laid out system. It's got its little flaws. And the freezing is obviously kind of fatal in that sense. So, and then obviously the next thing I don't like about it, it's going to be the flimsy screen. It's very fragile, feeling like you can't push the buttons too hard because just the slightest bit of pressure will distort the LCD. It's very flimsy. This whole thing is just very plasticky, and you can move it around. Especially when you're driving, you want to put your hand up here and, navigate the screen. It's hard because this whole thing moves around. And now I might be being a little dramatic about it, but those are little things that I have noticed so far when using the system. So aside from that, it's a nice system though. And then the last 2 things I don't like about this here, and this kind of went on to my previous rant about the fuel economy. It's not exactly the best fuel economy, and I've tried to drive it decently soft, and I've still the best I've ever gotten out of this was 23 miles a gallon. And now I would be a little less upset about that if the window sticker did not have, what is the EPA ratings on this thing? So, and I think the EPA ratings on this are quite a bit higher for an all-wheel drive Maverick. So it's telling us about 25 combined and about 29 on the highway, and that's pretty much all my driving is highway. So I will get that after the video, but as you saw there, the mileage, it's quite a bit higher estimated than what we are getting in this application. Now again, that's all subject to different drive types and styles, but like I said, the best I've gotten driving under the speed limit or speed limit is about 23. So that I don't care for. And then down here, we're going to come to our last little gripe about this thing. It's going to be the hockey puck. I really like it. Things I don't like about it, it takes a minute. It takes about 3 seconds or so to switch into gear. Now, when you're backing up and doing maneuvers, you know, that 3 seconds, it's kind of annoying when you have to wait for the vehicle to get into its proper gear. Now, I've never had this issue in my older vehicles. It's always gone in the gear. Now, I know there's probably an electric motor and all that stuff, but it's a newer vehicle. But I don't really care for the time it takes to get into gear and stuff. So, yeah, guys, that's maybe my minor 5 or 6 or 7 likes and dislikes wrapped up into this. But let's go ahead and do a walk around of it now. A 3,000 mile walk around of the truck. Now that we got that, you know, I feel like would be more rather important information out of the way if you yourself have not had your hands on this truck and maybe have one on order. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. Open that twice there. As you saw in the interior. So, looking at the interior, it has grown on me actually quite a bit, but made kind of connection here with this interior. Are you noticing anything? Please tell me you are noticing anything. And if you haven't, you are now ruined. So whenever I look at this, that is all I can think about. I'm still not bothered by it, but it's whenever I look at this, I think of that. So, you know, you can say you have a porta potty dashboard, but I do really like the Navy Pier combo. It looks pretty good. Heated steering wheel is super nice as well, like I just said. You have all your audio controls here. Now, one thing I actually noticed with this newer vehicle, you have radio volume here and change your stations right here. On the older vehicles, it used to be audio was here, cruise was here. Now, I did not really like that. I said that on my last video. I hated how the audio was here and here, and rather than being consolidated on one side. It's kind of growing on me. I actually really like having this here. So when I'm driving, it just, and the buttons feel super tactile. I mean, they're very nice and solid feeling. Now, they don't make the connection when you hit them sometimes. You have to hit them a few times to get them to go at time to time. But other than that, the buttons actually feel solid. Going through the menus is actually not bad either. It's super easy to use. And now you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I do not like this FX4 gauge cluster. This is a special FX4 gauge cluster, or it is standard on your Lariat. If I could go back, I would probably just get rid of the FX4 package. And, you know, everyone's different, so I just like the other style of cluster better. You have heated mirrors as well, which those work really well. I've already had to use those a few times, so, and they do come on automatically. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and turn on the headlights and the bed lights there. And these are gauge dimmers, of course. And the steering wheel, it does actually go in and out just like that. See, our mileage is about 3,000 or so. Another thing I'd like to notice that you give a power down, and that's the only thing. It's not power up on this. My 2010 Escape had a power, an automatic up and down. So, and also we do have a manually dimming mirror. I wish that was auto dimming. Again, my Escape had the same thing. It had an auto dimmer in 2010. So, but other than that, there it is. Doors are actually surprisingly solid, pretty solid sounding when you shut them. Checking out the rear, we were just back here, but looking at it there. Again, kind of with those plastics, they do scuff up super easy, and this one actually has a permanent scuff on it, so. Gotta say, good job on Ford for making this under seat storage, because I actually throw a lot of stuff under here, stuff that I would rather not probably use on a day-to-day basis, but as you can see, we do have some hitch and gloves down there. So yeah, there's that. On your hybrid, you're going to lose about, I don't know, 25% of that space on that side, and, I believe for the battery. But to get under there, as you can see, just drop it like that. But I would also notice when you're lifting up on this, you're putting some wear on this fabric right here. So it is kind of getting stretched out over time as I do use it. So just keep that in mind. But it does fold nice and flat. We have our Easy Fuel gas here, and I don't know why those lights didn't turn off, but there that is. Once we get the bed cover put on, we're gonna probably try to fabricate some sort of locking system so I can keep stuff from sliding around back here, because I notice a lot of stuff slides, but luckily Ford kind of made it easy for us to do, so we'll go ahead and do that. The tires, again, there's 2,000 miles on the tires, so looking at that, there's no wear at all. They're brand new. It's looking like I may have lost something here. Maybe this is falling off. I did not hit anything, and this is not from the off-road video, because this thing nothing was scuffed on the off-road video. So I guess off camera I'm gonna see what's going on back here. I don't know. It appears that we are missing some clips of sorts. I only noticed that because this air dam is kind of off. It's not straight, so as you can see right there. I don't know. I'll fix that after the video. I might even take them all off. Probably actually make it look a little bit higher off the ground too. So I don't know. There's no indications of hitting anything else. So see, in passenger side, this is a manual up and down adjustment, which is actually really nice that they still give you that on a lower end vehicle like this. So I really like this built Ford Tough right there as well. I have to say the interior fit and finish overall is super solid. Nothing to complain about. No squeaks, clunks, or rattles. I mean, Ford did an outstanding job, and that'll be due to, I want to say, those metal retainer clips. A lot of them. As you saw in my last speaker videos, this and that, I've mentioned, I kind of showed you what the reinforced plastic clips look like, and I'm going to say that's probably a big deal to that. Now we did break a few, so when I did the tweeters up front, I kind of broke the clip that closes that gap right there, but I'm not too worried about that. Passenger window is manual up and down. Of course, we have our blind spot right there, which seems to work half the time, so that's another thing I'm probably never going to get if I can help it on a vehicle in the future. But more and more as the years go on, this is becoming a standard safety thing. So we do have our FX4 tow hooks up front. You can see the sun's finally going down. So under the hood is the 2-liter EcoBoost. So there it is. Can't really complain. It's got great power. I mean, when you need it. So guys, this is going to be the end of the 3,000 mile update, dislike, like with the Maverick. I'm really hoping these videos are helping out one way or another, and I'm sure they are, because it's looking more and more like the plant down in Mexico is still delaying. I think we're on week number 3 of no production, so I can only imagine the people that have one of these on order are just chomping at the bit and are getting more and more frustrated. But as time sits right now, there really is nothing that can compete with this truck. And other than that Hyundai Santa Cruz or whatever the hell that thing is, it's a cool truck, but I believe the price point is quite a bit higher. I know it's a little bit nicer, but as far as just a regular traditional style of truck, this is what we have. And I'm here to say that it is every bit worth the wait. So if you guys just need some bit of reassurance, this is definitely worth the wait, and I very much enjoy this thing so far, and nothing really out of the ordinary, and I'm having a great time making my own little touches to it. So I think it's really cool, and with that, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. So as usual, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to y'all later.